I've got a hot XRP ETF for you. Oh, and it's a new ETF. What about a hot take on adoption? This story will blow your mind because I've got first-hand experience for you. A crypto project that launched, pumped to extreme heights, and now is failing. Ripple's got some custody action, and we'll also talk.
I say lots of naughty things, so here's your warning.
And XRP's back at the $3 mark. I keep telling you we're gonna bounce back, but no, the haters want to say, bro, XRP's gonna fail. No, I think $3 gonna be our new floor, everyone. What else do I got for you? Your comments and some first-hand juicy news for you. Now, before we get news, you know the deal. Your comments come first. Why? Because you, the viewer, matter most. And check it out. The heat map's working and XRP's at that $3 mark. Even though the haters in the comments are like, bro, XRP's gonna fail. And I've been saying, yo, XRP's gonna get to that $3 floor support, and it's happening again. Taco Bell. Now, before we get into the crypto news, you know the deal. Your comments come first because you, the viewer, matter most. Irby did it says, just because they know about crypto doesn't mean they participate. So I think we're still early, but that time is running out. We're talking about, are you early into crypto? Can you still use that narrative? Thank you for your opinion. A lot of you had opinions on, are we still early in crypto? FOMHLMAO says early is when XRP was less than half a cent. But with that said, you're still not too late to get in on the game. Love the hot take. Tejas representing in the house. Now we're going to get into some deep first-hand news. And do I have a story that's going to tie this whole thing up for you? Kevin Brown says, I went to my bank Barclays and asked about spending on my card in Mallorca. I'd get charged, so I said I'd use stable coins. And she didn't have an effing clue. That's a manager. UK, no advertisements, no exposure. I only know of one person into crypto, just putting it out there. Okay, so y'all know I go to Guatemala a lot, right? Yeah, I'm going again, and I'm actually planning on yet another trip. It's like 4 times in a year. I know I really like to travel, and now I've got time to travel, so I go. So check this out. I did a story a few months ago about Guatemala's largest bank adopting stablecoin rails for U.S. remittances. Now, here's the cool thing. I sent this story to Enrique. Enrique is an awesome gentleman that I met in Guatemala. He actually saw me in Zona Cuatro. Seriously, cool place. You go to Guatemala, go to Zona Cuatro, you're going to be super happy. Best restaurants, awesome bars, you get really good haircuts there. It is super, super freaking cool. Okay, well, either way. So, what happened was this. Guatemala's largest bank, Banco Industrial, and this story is going to be wild. It's going to put everything into crypto into perspective for you. Guatemala's largest bank, Banco Industrial, has adopted blockchain firm SucuPay's stablecoin rails for its customers to send remittances. Costs 99 cents using only a phone number, and they can use their Banco Industrial app to do it. Costs 99 cents now to send money, and they've seen fees as high as 15% to send remittances back. So, when I was in Guatemala this last time, I was hanging out with Enrique in Zone 4. We were at Gula, right? New place. Well, new place for them. They got out of their old place into a new place. Okay, either way, I asked Enrique, I'm like, dude, Enrique, I sent you that article, man. Are a lot of people using these stable coins? Are a lot of people using this stuff for remittances? And he's like, bro, no. And I'm like, well, why not? And he's like, dude, the banks just don't advertise this stuff. And I'm like, well, I don't get it, dude. I was like, these people can save so much money on stable coins, using stable coins for cross-border remittances and payments. I don't get it. He's like, bro, the banks would lose money. So the banks don't want to advertise using stable coins for remittances because that means then the banks would be losing profits. So just like we saw in this comment right here from Kevin Brown saying how Barclays had no idea about stablecoins, a lot of these banks, even if they do know about crypto, they don't want to advertise it because it would cut into their profits. Yeah, that's first-hand news for you. I've been in Guatemala. I've been hanging out in the banking sector. I've got a connection there. I've asked him about a program that's now live in Guatemala. He's like, bro, they don't even freaking advertise about it there. All they do is talk about BTC and that's it. So there you go. You want adoption to happen, you still got to worry about the banks. Yeah, the banks, everyone telling people about it. And you think banks are going to want to cut into their profits? Hell no, it ain't going to happen, girlfriend. So we got to find a way around that. First-hand news, bringing it to you. Coin's all-time low price journey. What's driving the decline? There's a lot of problems. People having problems migrating. They're not getting the tokens they're owed. Their unlock is absolutely bonkers, right? We've had problems with what? People not getting from their KYC AML stuff that they've been doing. Lots of issues with Coin. Their tokenomics are absolutely poopy, and this is what you've gotten from it. We've also found out that what? Remember all those posts where they were connected with Stellar? None of that's been true, is it? They're not connected to Stellar at all. And so here you've gotten what? Over-promising and under-delivering. Coin, high $2 mark, and now here we are at 34 cents. Deader than a doornail. Volume, $48 million across all exchanges. We got some massive problems here. And again, over-promising, under-delivering, all the, oh yeah, we're partnering with Stellar. Oh, can't wait till Stellar Pi collaboration. No, and it all was bullshit. And a lot of you in the comments are like, bro, I got burned by Pi. I even follow on Twitter a lot of you out there talking about how much this sucks. Yeah, this is problematic. And remember, I bring you news, good, bad, happy, or sad. You want good things to happen with Pi, they got to fix their tokenomics. Every time they have these drops, people are just burning them. Ripple launches XRP custody for South Korean institutions amid growing demand. There is growing demand. Now remember, Ripple did do a little custody action. Ripple's got some hidden road. Ripple bought some custody players. Ripple is very vertically integrated, helps them with their profits. This goes back to the whole story about the Banco Industrial not wanting to talk to people about what? About stable coins. Why? Because it hurts their profits. Ripple does want to talk about custody. Why? Because it helps their profits. So in one instance, you're going to see Ripple want to pimp out custody service. Why? Because it makes them money. Banks don't want to talk about crypto. Why? Because it doesn't make them money. Let's learn, everyone. BDACS described XRP as one of the most popular digital assets in South Korea, showing its commitment to the cryptocurrency ecosystem. The launch of Ripple Custody will offer institutional clients in Korea access to XRP with regulatory compliance. BDACS confirmed that Ripple's custody has been integrated with Korea's major exchanges such as Upbit, CoinOne, Corebit to enhance institutional deployment. Ripple partnered with BDACS on February 26 with plans to support RLUSD. The collaboration aimed to advance tokenization, support devs building an XRP ledger, and expand the stablecoin use. Ripple custody is now live. Yes, live. It took a little bit of time, but it is now live. Collaboration came about after Ripple noted in February that the crypto custody market could reach up to $16 trillion. I completely agree with that. The custody market is going to be a big one. That's why Ripple got into it. Vertical integration. As the girl says in the car, Taco Bell. Yeah, you've seen the commercial. This is important. This is Ripple as a company. So if a company is doing good, if they're vertically integrated, they can pimp their products better. The ecosystem is healthier. Let's keep learning. Japan's largest bank, SBI, files for Bitcoin and XRP ETFs. SBI said it was expanding access to crypto through regulated vehicles for investors. The first crypto-only fund will directly invest in Bitcoin and XRP. The second fund will allocate over half of its assets to securities backed by gold. I totally understand that. While also including other digital assets. SBI claimed that this move was part of its mission to promote crypto adoption in its access to Japan. I've got that right here. Now, this is found on page 74 of 106. Here are the two proposals. Gold and crypto assets, digital gold asset allocation, 51% in gold ETFs, 49% in crypto asset ETFs such as BTC ETFs. The second one is in Tokyo Exchange listed crypto ETFs such as Bitcoin, XRP, ETC. I've got it all listed right here, and it's all listed where everyone in the description down below. What's cool about this is you can search whatever you want. XRP, it shows you up in the column right here where you can find it, so you can put Ripple if you want. I will put Ripple, and it'll show you. Boom, where do you find Ripple? Boom, right here, RLUSD. You see Ripple is found right here. It's found also right up here. Let me get right there. See, Ripple's right there. See, Ripple, it's highlighted right there. Ripple's highlighted right there. So you can actually search through this and see how they're all actually mentioned. With respect to SBI's group, unlisted shares, US-based Ripple Lab Inc., the valuation of XRP held in escrow by Ripple Lab will not be reflected in the company's valuation until definitive prices established, such as through an IPO or other means. So, more information for you to make, yes, better decisions. All right, overall, the crypto market volume is not bad. It's not super hot and naughty, but it's not bad. Volume right now at $131 billion. Altcoin season right now holding strong at 37 out of 100. A little softer than what we've seen, but still stronger than the trend over the last several months. Fear and greed's hanging out at 52 out of 100. XRP price, like I said, holding onto that $3 floor, waiting for the chart to load up. I don't know, maybe it's like the Senate using snail mail, taking the whole month of August off right now. But like I said, we've got that $3 floor. Zooming out to the 7-day, you can see what we're talking about. I'm feeling more and more confident that we're going to dip sub 3, come right back. We're going to maybe go above 3 to 310, 320, then go right back to 3. I really do. I feel like we're going to hover around 3 until we get the regs done, which is going to start in September. Why? Because the Senate's off all month of August long. But if we really want to start seeing crypto roar, what do we need? We need incentives for companies to talk about crypto. You want XRP adoption to go roar, well, you need a reason for people to want to use XRP. It needs to make them money. Now, see, here's the problem. XRP is so cheap to move money, right? So the problem is do banks want to like save money for themselves? Yeah, but not for you as a customer. No, they want to make as much money off of you as they can. So maybe in the background, maybe they move money using crypto, but they don't want to offer that service to you because then what? That means, yeah, they wouldn't be making the money. So like Banco Industrial in Guatemala, that's the big problem. You can move money for 99 cents, but the banks aren't advertising it. Why? Because it cuts into their profit margin, baby, and we know what the deal is. Banks are greedy and they want profit. First-hand reporting from me to you. So we do kind of have this conflict going on in crypto, right? Like it's really cheap and fast to move money. The problem is it's so cheap. Think of XLM seller chain, right? XRP. It is so cheap to move money that like if the banks found out about it, that people could move money that way, they would lose money, right? So do the banks really want to pimp something out where they lose money on? No, because then what? Yeah, they would get screwed on. I mean, think about it. A lot of credit card merchants out there, what are they paying? 1.5% to like 3% on credit card transactions. Yeah, that's a lot of money where we know fractions of a penny for the two that I just mentioned before. So, just like that Banco Industrial story, people can save a ton of money using stables. They can save a ton of money with remittances, cross-border payments is using crypto. It's out there. It's available, but people aren't using it. What about MoneyGram? Right? MoneyGram's a great example out there. Stellar's been pimping the ever-living hell out of MoneyGram, and who really uses it? Like, you go to MoneyGram locations, and they have no idea what you're talking about. They look at you like you got 4 eyes and 3 boobs, and you're in the movie, what is that with Arnold Schwarzenegger? Total Recall. Yeah. Sorry, you need a third hand to play with the third jumbly. And I think that's this big conflict that we're running into. The companies out there that benefit from crypto don't want that to get into the retail hands where it could save players money. That's a big, big problem. So once we get that figured out, I think we'll start seeing adoption move better. And it really shocked me because, like I said, I was in Guatemala hanging out with Enrique, and I was all excited because I'm like, yo, Banco Industrial, and the buildings right there. We were like literally in Zona 4, the Banco Industrial buildings that light up all at night. They were like literally like take a baseball and like throw it. And I've had shoulder surgery, so like my throwing arm is not that good, and like could throw a baseball right at it. And he's like, bro, he goes, they don't want to advertise because they wouldn't be making any money on it. And I'm like, oh, yeah, that's a good point, man. And I'm sitting here thinking, but the people could save a whole bunch of money. He's like, yeah, but the people don't know about it. And I'm like, oh, crap. And see how I tied that into your comments at the beginning? That's why you, the viewer, matter most, because you're thinking exactly what I'm thinking, what the majority of us are thinking, that there's things in the way of adoption right now. And we got to work on those things. It's not just regs, it's the greed of the banks. And you're seeing right now that what's best for the people is not getting done. And there's people in the way stopping that from getting done. So we need to fix that. We need to fix that. Just like we need to keep working on the White Sox. They lost to the Mariners last night. That sucked. I watched that game. West Coast baseball. I was up late last night. Oh. Either way, I'll keep bringing you the news, good, bad, happy, or sad. So choo-choo what? Oh, you want to see the sign, don't you? Okay, hold on. You said you wanted to see the sign. I heard you through the camera. Choo-choo what? Move the mic out of the way. I'll tilt the camera up. Choo choo what? Choo choo bitches.